Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do another sew with me video because you guys apparently liked the last one that I did, so thanks for that. I did a fabric haul video just a couple days ago, which should be linked here. And I talked about making a coat with this beautiful wool green fabric that I bought. So it's this fabric. And I've been wanting to make some jackets and coats, so that's sort of what I'm focusing on right now. But this wool is a coating fabric, but it's not super heavy, which means I could wear it here in Cali when it just gets cold, but it's not freezing. And I thought I would line it in a matching green lining fabric. Usually I try to do something opposite on the inside, either a print or I try to do like a different color, right? Like another bright color. But I don't know, I was feeling this whole monochromatic inside-outside look, so that's what I'm going with. And then I'm using Rachel Come's Vogue 1563 pattern. This is actually an older pattern. I had to actually go to two Joann's to try to find it because it's been out for a long time and it was very popular, so it's gone. So when you look at it, one of the really interesting things about it that I didn't realize until I took the pattern home and took out the instructions to sort of look at all the pattern pieces is that this thing has a lot of seam lines. I mean, I sort of already knew that by looking at the line drawing, right? The line drawing has a lot of lines just for interest because there's really not a whole lot going on outside of using contrasting fabrics. So at first, I thought that these were patch pockets, but they're actually not. They're actually cutouts. So it's an inset, which I was like, I don't know if I want to do all that. And I don't want to color block it, and I don't want to do two patterns. I want the entire coat in green, but I am going to do all the seam lines because it does create a whole lot of interest and it's going to look really beautiful. But I will probably not do those insets because there's no point in doing them if I'm just using all one color fabric. Outside of that, I really loved the collar detail, the dropped notch, and just the style of it, right? It's oversized and really kind of funky. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, so I cut my pattern pieces out. This is a lot of pattern pieces. It's 23 pattern pieces, but I have them all cut out of my pattern. Now I'm going to cut them out of fabric, but I want to really quickly talk about my color coding labels. So these are those little tiny dots in different colors. This is an old school trick, and when I'm using a fabric like this green wool that doesn't really have a distinguishable front and back, I use the dots to mark the front of my pattern piece so that I always know if I'm working on the front or back, because it can get a little confusing if you're using a fabric that is all one color and that looks the same on the front and the back, right? Because you don't want to be sewing together two back sleeves because you can't tell the difference between front and back. So I use these little dots, and these are really awesome. I always have them in my stash, and then I just put a little dot on the front so that I always know that I'm looking at the front part of my fabric. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting out my fabric. It has taken me several hours to cut out my fabric and my lining and interface everything. And then I realized that I am missing something. So now I am headed to Joann's, and hopefully they have what I need so I can get back and try to start sewing this jacket. So after cutting everything out, I realized that the cuff, the bottom portion of the sleeve is actually a knit cuff. I tried going to Joann's to see if I could find something similar, but this was the closest I could get, and it's a lot lighter. It'll work if if I have to use it. I also bought gray because gray is pretty neutral. I could do that. But I also bought dye. So I have this natural colored rib knit that I think I'm going to dye in each of these to see which is closer to the fabric that I got. And if that works out better, I'll use that. And if not, then I'll probably just end up using the green. We'll see. Okay, so I finally finished the coat. It took me 3 days on and off because I didn't have like all day to sew. So sometimes when I block out my sewing time, I do it so that I can sew just the entire day uninterrupted. And I'll do that for like a day or two. But I couldn't do that this week, so I ended up cutting, sewing, and then stopping, and then starting again the next day. So overall, it took me 3 days to do the entire coat, but it looks amazing. It's a lot of work. That coat had a lot of pieces, a lot of really interesting construction. It had welt pockets, it had front waist seam pockets, it had flaps, it had like all kinds of stuff was happening. So, but I love it. It's so worth it. It even has like the knit cuffs that are built into it, and I just over the moon about this coat. So thanks for watching.